Before the video starts, I just wanted to see that I changed name in I think a better name, but I don't know, it's up to you. I changed my name in Player 1. I think it's more elegant and hope you like it, but now let the video start. Hi guys, today I'm gonna talk about the terrible year that SMS had, so Slightly Made Studios. And yep, there are a lot of videos on this, but why don't give it a try by myself? So we're gonna look at some things that they did wrong, and we're gonna analyze why they had such a bad year. So let's jump right into it. So the first things that we're gonna see are the errors that they did. And the first error was launching Project Cars 3. That was not a game, and from what I think, they wanted to do a good game before Codemasters would take them as a branch of the big Codemasters agency or company, and they wanted to do a big game, the biggest game. And while they were trying to do a big game, the only error was that they promised to me, or not to me right now, to all of the sim racers, some game that would revolutionize the sim racing games. But what we had instead was a poorly made arcade game, which you can see that I was thinking it before in my previous video with the Pagani on the Nürburgring. So yep, really cool. And the problem was that it has no, how can I say, no beast. No, it doesn't have a base. Like, it's a game built from the ground up, and it has the exact same cars as the Project Cars 2. It has some cars that are new, but there are not many, and I think you can get all of the cars with the DLCs, which I have in Project Cars 2, and you'd have more cars, but there are a lot of cars. And the game does not have some tracks, some very important tracks. So that is the problem. It's not a game that was made for someone that is expert at sim racing, at racing in general. It's a game that wants to appeal to people that only want to play a game where you want to race with cars that they've seen in real life. So yeah, that is one of the problems. And then, what can I say? I did not play Project Cars 3, but I'm really documented on it. So if I'm not so expert, it's because I did not play it. But that's the problem. It's really arcadey, but it has some bugs, really strange bugs. There was this bug that EGN mentioned, like when you did the replay, if you clicked on the replay and then restarted the race, the cars would be transparent or something like that. It's absurd for a AAA game, or almost. a AAA game to be such a horrible game. And we've seen this with other companies, but we were waiting for the finest racing game. But we have this thing, and that I do not like it. So that's the problem, the first problem that they did this year. Yeah, I think that it's not the best what happened to SMS, because they were doing pretty good games. But this happens. Moving then to the second thing. There are not a lot of things, so it's not so important to have the numbers. But yeah, then came another game that was not good, Fast and Furious Crossroads, and that was not the biggest error, but it was an error, and they should not made. It was that practically it was a really low budget game, and it costed a lot, and the story would finish in 6-7 hours, and it was a pretty big game with a big price tag. So 6-7 hours, it's not the best, because the story can go in different ways, because you do not have dialogues, and you have only the option to go to a place, and that's it. Then you lose if you do not do that. So that for 7 hours, the cutscenes are pretty beautiful, and I'm sure that they put a lot of work into it, and they are really beautiful, the characters and the cutscenes, but sometimes it's not that good. And then one of the biggest problems is that it had a lot of bugs and a lot of things that players could not play because of that. Like, they did not have keyboard inputs, and like if I would buy that game and I did not have a controller, I couldn't play the game, so that was not good. In fact, if you see the reviews, 90% of it is complaining because they do not have keyboard support. So that was a problem, and that's one of the biggest bummers. So this mix of the two was not the best for SMS. And the final and third thing is it's a little thing. It's the tweets the messages that the CEO put in internet. Like they said that like Project Cars 3 was the most realistic game, and I love that. But then that's the problem, because most of the people could believe into it. So that's the problem, the big problem. And while this was not the best, this happened, and along with other things, like it's not a good thing to say that you removed pit stops because you want only to race. And it's too simple, because if you think about that, without pit stops you can do endurance races. So yep, that was one of the biggest problems, and that's why SMS had a bad year. And yeah, I hope that the saga of Project Cars can, uh, can't finish here because it's really good, or does not finish here, and it finished with a fourth game that is really the best. And these were my complaints, and that's why SMS had a bad year. Hope you liked this game, this type of video, because it's new, and you can suggest me all of your types of videos that I could do, and I will see. I'll see you next time, and if I do not upload, it's for any problems or something, okay? But I'll see you next time. Bye!